want to, but... So this is me, Jenny Cope, born in November 1970, all them years ago. I was in the British Army for 12 years, very, very patriotic of my country as well. I ended up coming to Texas I was in the army, I got out, went to Iraq, from Iraq, I met loads of friends, came to Texas, ended up staying in Texas. Started the dog rescue in 2011, which then was GaDaH Home San Antonio, because that's where I was in Texas. I got my 501c3 tax exempt status, which makes you an official charity, and obviously donations are tax deductible. And then in 2015 was when I moved to Maine. It'll be 9 years in sometime next week, 3rd or 4th of July, I think it is. So this is just a little of my map. So we're obviously in Milo, and Stockport highlighted there is where I'm from, little England. See how tiny my little country is? And then just to give you a little history, this is obviously the Union Jack, which is the British flag, the United Kingdom, and it's made up of 3 different flags: the Scottish flag, the old Irish flag, and the English flag. All those combined make the Union Jack, the Union flag. So a little bit of history. And then just to put things again into perspective, the little pin is where I'm from in England. So I'm from northern England. This is Wales, which used to be part of England, but is now its own country, and they don't want to be associated with England anymore. Get away. And then the yellow at the top is Scotland. If you have trouble understanding me, don't ever go to Scotland. I have trouble understanding theirs, especially when they've had a few whiskies. So one of my favourite quotes is Winston Churchill's, one of my heroes, and he is, if you have enemies, good, that means that you've stood for something that you believe in.
Wow.
That's something that I do kind of believe in, and I get a lot of people not liking me because I'm direct and I'm to the point, but I believe that's a good quote. So, to the rescue. So GaDaH Home Rescue, I kind of fell into it. I didn't come here expecting to start it. I adopted 2 dogs in Texas, and it just rolled on from there. I wanted to help. They was in really bad condition, got them happy, healthy. Amazed me how puppies could be so badly treated, and then I ended up volunteering, and you know how that goes. Ended up starting my own rescue. So initially it was just the rescue. That's all I did, the rescue. Moved up to Maine, and obviously the environment has changed. You know, you don't really see it as much up here, but the problem in the south is tremendous. Dog neglect, abuse, and cats is tenfold, and we've gone backwards since COVID. So the animal welfare community are killing thousands and thousands of dogs and cats each week because there's not enough families for them. So that the focus is still on obviously saving dogs, but also trying to keep dogs with their families and cats. So it's helping people with their pets so they can stay together. So we've been doing a lot of community programs. I say we, it's pretty much me that I run the rescue on my own. We have a few trusted volunteers when they can, but as you know, you can never have enough volunteers. So the focus kind of flips onto community work as well. So we do a lot of community programs. Some of the programs that we've got going is the rescue, or me is an ambassador for a program from the Greater Goods charities called the Goods Program. And that is basically, the Greater Goods Charities is a massive international charitable organisation. They've got so many different programs in every aspect of charity work. The Goods Program, so they get donations of pet food, pet supplies, whatever, from Chewy, PetSmart, Petco, different manufacturers. They warehouse it, they store it, then they distribute it out to their ambassadors. So basically a distribution centre. We have to pay a charge which covers the transport and the warehousing, but it works out ridiculously cheap. We then pass that on to other non-profits, so any local rescues, shelters, pet pantries or anything like that, so they can get advantage of the really heavily discounted food. When I started doing this, I started a program, Feed the Need Pet Pantry, because obviously there's a big need for pet food, more so now because obviously the environment, the economy is everything bad. I actually had to put a hold on it because I couldn't afford to keep doing it. I've actually just put in a grant to try and get some help so I can do it, because with the goods program, I get truckloads as in the articulated truckloads of pet food, pet supplies. I've got a truckload of dog beds coming tomorrow. You know, so if I can get the funding and the support for it, we potentially got a lot of pet food that we can give out to people in need. We don't have to go to Walmart and can you give us your ripped bags? We've kind of got it there. Wellness on Wheels, we started, I've got a shuttle bus, and we had a vet tech that volunteered, and we'd go and do free vaccinations or low-cost vaccinations, microchipping, basically anything, blood draws. We never had a vet volunteer, so we couldn't diagnose or do rabies or anything, but you know, the nail trimming, ear cleaning, that kind of stuff. Let's Go for a Walk Doggy Day Out is basically where people can come and technically sign out a dog for the day or for an hour and take it out for a walk. And then the Humans and Hounds Social Club is I started this because I want to reach people that don't get involved in other things. When I came to America, I noticed that sports is like a huge thing. Everybody loves sports. Well, what happens to the people that don't love sports? You know, I was always a fat kid at school, never wanted to do anything sporty. You know, so over here I'd really struggle because what is it? So I wanted to kind of reach out to the people that don't get to benefit. Plus, being with the dogs, we all know that animals and emotions for people in humans really can't beat it. And then the Preserve and Provide program is a new program I've just started, which I'm going to talk about towards the end. So the goods program, this is an example. So this is the truck with Renee from Advanced Energy. He comes and donates his time with my tractor or his tractor and unload the pallets of food. This is again just an example. This is what we've dragged out into the, I was sorting it all out into dog food and cat litter. So I mean that like I say, there's 42 pallets we can get on one truckload sometimes that can go back out to the community. The pet pantry kind of speaks for itself, you know, there's a need for it. As I say, I had to put it on hold because I just couldn't afford to get the trucks and there wasn't enough support for it. I put in a grant to see if we can get a shipping container and then to cover the cost of 2 truckloads of the food. Once we've got that going, then we can give this food out for free to people, you know, and that's a tremendous amount of food. We could really help the people in the community and also, you know, keep their pets. And my idea is to kind of have a tiered system, so because not everybody is at the point where they need free food every week, but you know, the car might break down. They might go through a month or a couple of months when they're struggling and they can't really afford the food that they need. So I want to kind of put in a tier system where, okay, I don't need it all the time, but I'm struggling this month. Come and donate $10 or whatever and get, you know, so it can help everybody as opposed to just those people that are in there. So we've got the pet pantry. This is like the wellness clinic, like I say. This is Sam, vet tech, and her husband. She drags to volunteer and hold all the animals. So I think she's trimming nails there. This is a blood draw. We did a free blood work. We send the blood work off to the lab, and we get a $15,000 grant from the main community foundation for that. It's not just for the wellness clinic. It kind of supports the program in helping the community. So we're very grateful for that grant. The Doggy Day Out, as I say, if somebody's interested in taking a dog out for a walk or for a couple of hours or for a day or for overnight, it's great because it gets the dogs out of the kennels, because I've got a kennel building, I'm not foster based. And it also gives great feedback because people can tell me, oh, the dog didn't like cats or the dog didn't like strangers, or oh my gosh, it loved everybody. You know, it's really good feedback for me, which helps me then when I'm trying to promote the dog for adoption, because I can give that feedback to other people. So the Humans and Hounds Club, this is really passionate. Again, I had to put it on hold because I'm just doing too many things at the minute. But the Humans and Hounds Social Club, so this is where I've got like a community room at the end of the kennel. And we did a fundraiser, we got a stove, we've got a fridge, we've got a sofa and seating and everything. And I wanted to offer the ability for people to come and hang out, have a coffee or do whatever, and then spend time with the dogs. The dogs are in a separate area, they've got to go into the dogs, so you know, you don't go in and you've got dogs jumping all over you. And we had a group of staff and their clients from Living Innovations that would come every week till the Special Olympics and everything got a bit, because obviously they're going to win medals. And this is, like I say, just a picture of them. I just discovered an organisation called Best Buddies, which is a similar kind of thing. They try and get people partnered up with people with special needs or things where they're not as socially active. So I reached out to them to see if we can collaborate with anything. So this is two of the guys with the dogs. We did photo shoots with the dogs. And this is my best. I love this picture so much. I just think it speaks so much. You know, like I say, I mean, this gentleman I don't want to talk, but he twitches a lot.
Yeah.
The dogs were not phased at all. It was just so precious, and he loved it. They loved coming, you know, and it is just so heartwarming to see them all excited to come, and when they leave, they're so happy. And I kind of want to do this as much as I can. I want to try and expand this program, you know, maybe there's some people living in senior living homes, you know, can we get them to come over and have a coffee? And like I said, they don't have to have the dogs there, they can watch them from the window. You know, if anybody's got any ideas or knows of organisations or anybody that would benefit or just enjoy it, you know, kids coming over. I'd love to start a Reading to the Dogs program. There's so many different things, and I kind of look at all the things that the big shelters do, and they get all this funding, and they've got the staff, and they've got a gazillion volunteers, and it's like, there's nothing that they can do, that we can't do. You know, yes, I'm a small rescue, a little kennel building in the middle of nowhere, but that rescue can benefit the community in so many ways, as can the community benefit the rescue. I'm not trying to say that the rescue is benefiting everybody. But yeah, this was really, really special day. And then with them coming over regularly, we decided we was going to do a baking club. So it's the same kind of thing. They'd come over. We did a fundraiser. We got an electric stove, and we did baking. I bought aprons and little hats for everybody, little chef hats, and they had a really good time. And again, I'd like to kind of expand on that and try and get more demographics of people, you know, to come over and take advantage. One of the things I did as well was I bought a Canon R7 camera, which is like a wildlife camera. It's coming out. It's a professional camera. The purpose of it obviously was to take good pictures of the dogs, because to market dogs for adoption, you've got to have good pictures, because if you don't have good pictures, people are not going to catch their eye and they get overlooked because it's just competition. But one thing I also wanted to do with it was to try and find out if there's any kids or people, it doesn't have to be anybody in particular, who might be interested in photography, but they're never going to get access to a camera. You know, I had people who've adopted dogs that would say they'd be willing to help teach people or show people or anything. You know, just give them the opportunity to come over and take pictures of the dogs themselves or experience a professional camera. What we also started doing as fundraising is, like I say, we've got the shuttle bus, is we started doing mobile photo booths. So we had one, we dressed it all up for St. Patrick's Day. We was at the Black Fly Festival in Milo, we dressed it up as 4th of July stuff. And people come on, and it was a donation. You know, we're not professional photographers, but we've got a professional camera. And it's got autofocus, and you know, it's digital, so we take 50 pictures, and I just emailed them. We took them in really high quality. I emailed them to them all so they could do what they wanted with them. You know, because again, how many people can afford to have a professional photo shoot? It's expensive, you know, and I want to reach them people that can't afford that. You know, and we had families coming in, you know, 5 or 6